everyone, and welcome to Agent Training for Brokerment. In this video, we will cover key sections needed for agent onboarding: the pipeline, transaction management, calendars, and notifications. When you first log into your Brokerment account, you will see a pipeline page that shows a 6-month overview of the transactions in your account. The first two buckets display your current listing and pending deals, followed by closed this month, as well as closed or canceled in the previous 5 months. As you click each section, you'll see what's inside every option. For example, I've closed 7 transactions this month with a total net income of just over $379,000. You can see each deal and how it contributes to the total amount. If I click the button in the top right, I can switch between my or my office's net and gross incomes. If you'd like to open any of the listed transactions, simply give them a click. The next thing you'll want to do is create new transactions. To do that, navigate to the Transactions tab and click on the Create Transactions button. Please note, if your brokerage is connected to a searchable MLS, you will also see an MLS option that will require a partial property address or a full MLS number. From our new transaction pop-up window, select the appropriate transaction type. If you aren't seeing a transaction type you need, don't worry. This list is fully customizable by your brokerage, so your options may differ from those shown on this video. Next, set the status to listing or pending. If you represent the buyer, create the transaction as pending, and if you represent the seller, you'll set the status to listing for now and then switch it to pending status once you accept the offer. We'll talk about this more in depth later in this video. Enter the needed information for the address, price, listing date, and so on. At the bottom will be a section for additional fields if they need to be added to this transaction. These options are also customizable, so don't worry if your options don't match what's shown here. Don't forget to fill out all the red marked required fields, and then when you're ready, click Next. Here, you'll enter the commission information and select the side that you represent in the current transaction. The top right portion shows your total gross commission. This is how much is going to be available to both sides of the deal. For example, if our listing side gets 5% and our buyer side gets 5%, that makes our total gross here 10. If you represent the buyer and aren't sure what the listing side is getting, you can put 0 there. Now, select the side you represent and add an agent to it. Click the Select link next to either listing or buying side and add an agent to it. If you represent both the buyer and seller, add your company to both sides. When you've finished, click Next to add or create related contacts to the transaction. Click the Add Contact link and enter contacts who are related to this specific transaction. Feel free to add as many contacts as you need because they won't have access to the system and they aren't notified about being added to the transaction. However, once a new contact is created, it will be marked as publicly available to everyone in the Brokerment account. You can make it private if needed with a click, but keep in mind that the system will remember your last choice on the following contact you create. After you've added all the contacts, click Create, where you will be redirected to the transaction page. Now that your transaction is in Brokerment, your next step is going to be creating a checklist of tasks and documents. To add a checklist to the transaction, select the Add link from the left menu. Keep in mind that your brokerage creates and controls your checklist, so your template list may be different from the selection shown here. Select the template that will apply to this particular deal, choose the acceptance date, and then click Add when you're finished. Now we'll see all of the currently due tasks, due dates, assignees, and document attachment requirements. Tasks that don't require documents can simply be checked off when completed. If you need to upload a file, you can do it 3 different ways. Click Upload next to the task with the document that needs to be uploaded, and then select the document from your local storage. Once it's uploaded, you'll see an uploaded status and a preview of the document. Another way to upload documents is by dragging and dropping them. From any page of your transaction, drag and drop the files from your computer, and then once it's uploaded, they'll appear in the Unsorted Documents folder under the Assets section of that transaction. Last, you can upload files by adding them through email. When a new transaction is created, it comes with its own unique email address, so you can CC it on any correspondence with the documents attached. After sending any documents to that address, you'll be able to find them in the Unsorted folder. You can e-sign, download, email out as an attachment, rename, or merge a document from the panel to the right within our Unsorted Documents folder. To combine documents, click Edit, and then from the drop-down menu, you'll click Merge With. Select each extra file that needs to be combined, provide a name under the Merge Document Name area, and then click Merge. The system will then turn it into a single document at the top of your Unsorted folder while leaving the originals alone in the same folder for compliance. You can also split documents by clicking the same Edit button and then selecting a Split option. Here's how it works. Let's say we want pages 1 and 2 to be an item from our checklist. Once you start typing the document name field, any items that are still open and require a document will appear. The more you type, the more the matching list narrows down. We can make page 4 a survey, but we will not have a survey task. For this, we will create a brand new document by clicking New, giving it a name, and then clicking Save. And let's also say all other pages will be miscellaneous documents I would like to keep track of. As you see from the field text, they'll go straight into your Unsorted folder. Once you're done with the options, click Split so the system will start breaking the file up. Some of the files will go directly into the Unsorted folder, while other ones will appear in your Documents section. To assign a document to a place on the checklist from the Unsorted folder, select the document needed, and from the right panel, click the Assign To button. Select the needed task, and once you have your documents assigned, it'll disappear from the Unsorted document list. If the required task is missing from the drop-down menu, select the Create New option, choose the required checklist, and then enter the task name. Once you click Save, the document will disappear from the Unsorted document list and will be assigned to the specified task. If for any reason you need to delete, unassign, or restore a document, there are a couple of ways to do this. If you added a document to a specific placeholder within the checklist and you need to remove or unassign it, you can do this by selecting the document on the Checklists or Documents tab and selecting the Unassign button. This will remove the document from the task and then place it into the Unsorted folder. From the same right panel, you can also delete the document. Don't worry if you delete a document by mistake, because you can restore it within just a few clicks. Navigate to the Activity page inside your transaction and then click the Archived link of the file that needs to be restored. It'll download the file to your local storage so that then you can upload it back into the transaction as needed. For any files that you don't need, you can click the Exempt button here and then leave a comment behind to let others know why you won't be needing it anymore. It's always important to submit your documents for review so that your admin can review each one to make sure all the paperwork has been done properly. To send the document for approval, from the right panel, click Submit to submit each document separately, or the Action button at the top of the page and then the Submit for Review option. This will submit all documents that need to be reviewed at once. If a document is rejected, you'll see it colored red, and the system will also ask the admin to leave a comment for the rejection reason. After you've accepted an offer from a buyer, your transaction should then be switched to pending. From the left-hand menu, click the Edit link and then switch it to pending. A pop-up window will appear and ask who represents the buyer and show additional fields if needed. Once you click Confirm, you'll see a pending badge at the top of your transaction page and over in the left-hand menu. In the pipeline, it'll also be moved out of the listing funnel and then placed in the pending funnel. If you need to close the transaction, click the Edit link and then select the Close Transaction option. A pop-up will appear and then let you know that the system is going to calculate and finalize your commissions, generate an archive, and notify all the participants involved through email, but not your clients. Brokerment will also update the activity log and set the closing date to a current day in case you have no preset date. When you're ready, click Confirm. Depending on your permissions, you may run into a few errors. For instance, can't close transaction. This will mean that to close the transaction, all your files should be uploaded and then approved first. If for any reason you're unable to close the transaction, you'll want to reach out to your broker admin. The calendar shows all open tasks across all active transactions. Items will show up in the due date order with everything that's past due at the top of the list, followed by anything that's due today, then this week, next week, and then so on. Tasks with no document required can be checked off so they can be marked independently as completed. If a task needs a document, you can upload it directly from the right tab and it will mark itself as completed. With Brokerment's notification system, you'll stay informed of daily to-do tasks, transactions, contacts, documents, and so much more. Navigate to the Notifications option under User to see the notifications you currently have on. By default, each user has all notifications enabled, but they can be customized however you like. The left column will tell you the notification type, followed by the frequency and active status. If you're unsure about the event triggers, give them a click and then see a brief description located in the right panel. No matter where you are in the system, we've got your back. Visit our Help Center to find an answer for a specific question, or you can click the yellow question mark near the section heading to get familiar with it. We also have a Need Help button at the bottom right corner of each page that'll let you contact our support team if needed. Thanks so much, everyone, and welcome to Brokerment. We're happy to have you.